Good morning, everyone. Phi Farley here. March 11th, college basketball best bet. It is tournament time, full effect. I got a best bet that I really like here today. Going to be taking advantage of a trend, but I want to talk about that in a little more depth than just blindly going with a trend. Never do that. Never, never, never. So I want to talk about that a little bit more. Coming off a nice win yesterday, North Carolina getting the job done in the ACC tournament. Like I mentioned, pride, motivation, all on the side of the Tar Heels, and they get the job done, winning by 20 plus there. So great job capitalizing on that. I hope you cashed your ticket. I hope you're building your bankroll here in March. Here we've won 7 straight daily best bets. That's a week straight. And then before that, had another streak. So I think we've won 12 out of the last 13. My updated records over on Twitter. You can follow that at Phi Farley. Not to mention all my other plays over on Patreon.com/Phi Farley. NBA picks each and every day. Yesterday, a 2-in-1 day, 2 easy winners. I was a little frustrated by that third one, but obviously, losses are always frustrating, but a 2-in-1 day, 2 easy tickets, and then one that was not one. So NBA total, I think, is up to 33-15 since the All-Star break. So again, a lot to check out, a lot to follow along with. So if you haven't subscribed, take a second, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Means a lot to me. Just putting in the work, each and every day so that you guys can get winners, so that people can cash, and so that people can learn of different ways to cap. This is 20 years of trial and error, of learning how to sports bet, and different philosophies used here throughout my plays, and I try and convey that every time. My goal is to convey the why, not the what, not just the pick, but how I come to that conclusion. And that's going to continue today with the best bet. So we got tournament time in the Big 12. Interesting conference as we look through this. I think it's Kansas or bust when it comes to the top team here. They may get knocked off by a Texas or, a sneaky Texas Tech team. But Baylor has fallen back. West Virginia's fallen back big time. And Kansas has just been playing really well lately. So the odds are definitely reflecting that. So I'm staying away from a pick here to win this tournament. If I had to take a long shot, it would be that Texas Tech spot. But today we got a little bit of an undercard, and there has been a trend that has been very profitable, and it's kicking in even this morning. In fact, I already have one winner over on Patreon.com/Phi Farley for the under on neutral courts in conference tournament time. So that trend has hit 57% of the time since 2005. That's a lot of data. And one thing's important to note, that if you see a trend, or you hear about a trend, never follow it blindly. In fact, when you back a trend with logic, you can typically pull out some parts where we can find value and take advantage of the reasoning behind that trend. Again, the why is more important than the what. So the trend is since 2005, conference tournament games, neutral court, take the under, it's hit 57% of the time. Well, that's because the individuals play, you can always control defense. If you're hyped up, you can always control your defense, can't always control your offense. More focus doesn't equal the ball going into the hoop at a greater percentage. But more focus on defense does help you prevent the other team from putting the ball in the hoop with more focus. Take, for example, the first half of a game when the energy is high for a team, they can defend better as opposed to the later part in a game when they're starting to get more worn out and tired, less focus and less ability to stop the ball from going in the hoop. I hope that made sense. But when we have a more conservative play, we have hyped up teams, and we have a neutral court, unfamiliar territory, we tend to get unders. That does follow logic. So then what happens when you play a bright and early game like Weber State and Sacramento State played this morning? You have a great opportunity to capitalize on an under. Now, I will say this. There are a couple games that the line has moved up, that more money is coming in on the over. One, for example, is Washington, Arizona. That line has moved up about 2 points. Another one, Indiana, and sorry, I want to look at it. So I'm not, who's Indiana got today? Nebraska. This one I like a lot. It opened at 142, has been bet up to 144. So one to take a look at, while all games are being blindly bet under on these neutral courts and conference tournaments, we're seeing a few of them bet over. So we may be able to pull those ones apart and find an opportunity to capitalize on an over. I would recommend looking at those few games that the line is moving up in lieu of this trend of the under. So that said, I have what I think is a best bet here, a great game to pull out of this and say, okay, where is the value at with an under trend that is in our favor? Kansas State TCU. You have two of the slowest teams in this conference while playing decent defense. Let me pull up KP here. While playing decent defense, they are also very slow tempoed, also have a neutral court, also have conference tournament time, so they're going to be playing better defense. So let's look at Kansas State, number 51 in the country when it comes to overall defense, 238 in pace. So we have a much slower pace, and we play through our defense. TCU, similarly, 71st in total defense. Tempo, 316th, even slower. What does that mean? These teams have played twice this year. The last time they played was in TCU. Ended up being a 125 total. Time before that, over in Kansas State, was a 116 total. This one's set up at 127 down to 126. Current line 126. Both these games have gone under, and you expect a conference tournament game to go over? Just don't think that's happening. This is going to be an under. I think we're getting between 100 and 110. Could be between 110 120. Either way, I think we got at least 10 points of value here. So I'm going to go under as the best bet in this Kansas State TCU game. If you want the rest of my picks, patreon.com/Phi Farley. Go check that out because I've been posting all day. I already have 2 picks up. One already cashed, and we got a lot of great games to pick from today, so check that out. All right, there you go, everyone. Best bet of the day, Kansas State TCU under the 126. Let's cash again. Good luck. We'll see you again soon.